Making a Change Group's Community Report every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and CMPRadio.net's platform. Making a Change Group is dedicated to empowering youth, strengthening families, and serving as a community connector for the city of Chester and Delaware County. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, good morning, MAC family. It's Michelle Jackson, Program Director at Making a Change Group, and we have a ton of good information for you guys. All of our programs have been up to some goodness here in the community, so we're going to get right into it. We've got a lot of job opportunities. I know our teenagers are out looking, and even some of our older neighbors here in Chester are looking for employment, so we've got some great stuff. We're going to get right into the announcements, and then I'll share some information about different places that are hiring. That'll be some good resources for everybody. So let's get right into it. Let's look at our first. There is going to be Chester Chips. It's a talent show. It's going to be hosted on July 15th over at the Boys and Girls Club from 5 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $15. There's going to be food, drinks, tons of fun. The ages for anyone that wants to get in to the show is ages 17 and under. You have to send a video to enter. You have to send it to Mr. Hemi on Instagram and AOP Hemi on Facebook. The host is T. Jones and Mr. Darnell Weidman. The event is going to be hosted at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's going to be hosted by Hemi. Making a Change is going to be out there doing what we can to support the cause. So make sure you get that as soon as possible. Folks that are young people that are interested in getting employment this summer. So young people between 16 and 18 years old, make sure you reach out to Chester Education Foundation Summer STEP program. That's Success, Training, and Employment. You can sign up to learn valuable job skills. It is a paid internship. So this is an in-person program. It's going to run from July 6th to August 11th, 2022. For more information, you can call Miss Elaine Green Upton, and she's at 610-364-1212. Of course, you can also reach them at their Instagram page at Chester Education Foundation. So you can go ahead and check that out. You have to be enrolled in high school to be a part of that program. There's a zero waste plan workshop that's happening June 30th. That's tonight at 6:00 p.m. It's going to be at the community room at Chester City Hall. There's also going to be Delaware County is going to be updating their municipal waste management plan, and they're going to be using these same principles. There's going to be guest speakers coming out. Space is limited, but make sure you get out and learn how you can turn your home individually into a zero waste home. That means you'll be recycling more and using more products and reducing your trash. That is going to be super, super critical. So let's make sure that you get on that, everybody. That's June 30th tonight at City Hall in the community room. Make sure we get on that. The second annual Game Day Fun Day, that's going to be coming up. Or before we do that one, let's talk about Immaculata's Tech Camp. That's for Chester Upland School District Rising Sophomores and Juniors. Folks, this is August the 3rd, Thursday the 4th, and Friday the 5th, 9 to 3 on Wednesday and Thursday, and 9 to 12 on Friday to August 5th. Lunch, transportation, and all your tech materials are going to be provided. This is an amazing opportunity to participate at Immaculata University, learning everything that you need to know about microprocessors and how to create animated cartoons, and using that technology that you can turn into fun, playing games, things like that, but also looking at a career in technology. These are free workshops, so make sure that all of our rising sophomores and juniors are able to take a part of that. To register, you want to reach out to Dr. Khalid Sutton. He's at Case Sutton at Chester Upland with a D, SD at sd.org. So it's Chester, Case Sutton at Chester Upland, sd.org. His phone number is 610-447-3600. And here, listen up. His extension is 3105. Young people, parents, go ahead and get registered right now for this free information. The Ruth Bennett Community Farms, they are giving out free produce boxes, and they are going to be distributed between 1 and 3 on July 4th and 28th, August 11th and 25th, September 8th and 22nd, October 13th and 27th, and November 10th and 17th. The address is 1318 Carlin's Lane in Chester, PA. It's at the pavilion near the basketball court. So make sure you get out there. There's going to be some good things in those boxes: eggs, kale, collard greens, onions, garlic, white and sweet potatoes, radishes, turnips, beets, carrots, apples, strawberries. It's going to rotate each time you're there, but it's going to be some great stuff. So make sure you're getting your fresh produce and supporting that organization this summer. There's going to be a COVID vaccination and booster shot clinic. It's going to be held at City Hall today. They are in the parking lot guiding you towards the computer room in the back of City Hall, and it's from 11 to 1:30 today. There's going to be Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and boosters available. Do not forget to bring your existing vaccination card or your insurance or your Medicare card. Folks, COVID is still running rampant. The numbers are rising in so many areas. We want to make sure that we are safe. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to Rosetta Carter at 610-447-7700, extension 7955, or Councilman Elizabeth Williams, 447-7729. You can also reach out to Miss Anaya King. She's at 447-7700. Her extension is 7919. Or just stop by Chester City Hall. Give them a call. Get the information that you need in order to get vaccinated. The City of Chester has a summer food service program. Applications are going to be available at City Hall at the front desk. They're actually hiring. They're looking for a site supervisor and a monitor for their program. And you'll be working with young people between the ages of 2 and 18. You must be at least 18 years of age and able to pass an FBI and child abuse clearance. But applications are open between July 5th and July 8th to get started on this program. Everyone, just so you know, there's a summer food program that goes around to some of the city parks in the summertime to make sure that our young people are still getting the food and the nourishment that they need. And they are hiring a site supervisor and a monitor. So make sure you take a look at that and get that information to everybody that needs it. All right. So we got tons of other information too. I'm going to ask Richard to pop on.
Good morning.
Hey, Richard.
What's going on,
hey, everybody. And Gio is in the building too. Go ahead and hop on. I wanted to talk really quickly before we get started. As we get started, talk to Richard. We were invited to a youth leadership summit that was held at Philadelphia Community College on Tuesday. And I hear it was an amazing event. Richard, Amino Guns, Capri Hudson, and our program director for GVine, program coordinator for GVine, Brittany, were able to take a dozen young men and women up to that event on the hot party bus. So I wanted to find out from Richard how that went, and just give us some insight. Let us know what the kids got a chance to do. I think Richard froze up. I think he froze up on us. So I'll just fill you guys in on what I know. We were invited by the I Am Project to have some of our young folks come up to a youth summit that they host. This is the second year actually that they've had it. And we were able to pull together some dynamic young men and women. Richard's back. He's going to tell you some more.
I'll tell you what, it was that popping that the broadcast couldn't handle it. It just froze on me for a minute. So let me just really quick. It's better if I just tell you what the experience was like from even my eyes. you know, but with the kids' eyes was phenomenal. We had a party bus, not a regular bus. I mean, that thing was early in the morning. The kids, they didn't, you know, they were kind of a little sleepy, but the moment they got on that thing was lit up, had music, and it was brisky in there. It was cool. But you know what? It was a phenomenal time. We drove down 95 and we were stunned. We was like, man, I never, even myself. But we had a really good conversation going down there. I know Amino Guns, also known as Mr. Capri, opened up a great conversation for us to just communicate and express who we are and what we want from this program. And then the moment we got there, we were open up to breakfast and jumped right into it. We went in there and see what the I Am Summit was. And by the way, this was in Philadelphia Community College. So not only did they go to a summit, but our youth was exposed to a college campus. They got to see what it looked like, what the classrooms looked like, what the energy was like in there. You know, we were in the city, within the city. I mean, this thing was really nice, man. We went in there and, Rodney, who is a former member of the Eagles, is now playing, I believe, and I could be wrong. I think it was for the Steelers. Him and his wife are running this summit. We're very friendly. As a matter of fact, Rodney, this football player, this NFL player, was in almost every session with us, participating with us. We went in there and learned about how to write a resume, how to be in interviews, de-escalation skills. What does conflict mean? I mean, that conversation alone was amazing. The staff who supported these conversations were definitely well-seasoned and well-trained. And I got to tell you, one thing that really stood out for me is how well our youth were able to stay along. Because this was a long course, right? But they stood along in here, participated to the end. And one of the things that blew me away is we had lunch. And this is a small thing, but a great thing for me. We all had lunch. And I remember the staff was speaking as a whole, the group, hey, listen, we need to clean up a little bit. Our GVON students were already cleaning up. They were already helping out, you know, and I love that because, you know what, they took ownership. We came in here together. We're going to set the example here in a sense. And the participation from our students was a very high level of engagement. They were participating in everything. I think I was really blown away by that. I want to give a big shout out to Brittany Hales really quick. Brittany Hales is my supervisor. She was along the trip, and I usually get to see her in the office handling paperwork and dealing with things. This was the first time I get to see her with the GVON students and this magnitude. And I tell you what, she was phenomenal. Not only did you get to see some of her experience as a teacher, but that big sister role that she was very much having fun herself. I think she felt very youthful being around our clients because they were just engaged and having fun. And who doesn't want to be part of that, right? And I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Capri for helping me. He's the medium man for me. So a lot of this youth who don't know me yet get to meet me through him. See, he provides a safe handoff for me to engage with them and to get into these really deep discussions. I just thought it was phenomenal. It was a great, and just to put things in perspective too, we had different age groups there. You know, we had them from 14 or 13 all the way up to maybe 17 to 18. So different range group that were all able to participate and be engaged the whole time. I mean, even to the point when we got back to our headquarters, they were part of an event that we had there later on. I might be going a little bit ahead of the game. There was a family game night. So the experience did not end. They came, and let me tell you, shout out again. I'm giving a lot of shout outs because just how beautiful this event was set up. To Miss Tiffany and Miss Georgia, they provided a game night for us. Man, we had PlayStation up on the big screen TV. The kids were trashing me in 2K. Man, I could not play basketball, but those kids were trashing us. I went back to playing checkers. I forgot how to play checkers. Once these kids taught me, they demolished me. But It went on and on. The food was amazing. Whoever made those chicken wings, where we got them from, but we were fed, we were entertained. We had a long day. That was one of the most fruitful days I've had in a long time. But the best thing is, man, when you get to shake hands with so many young men and women, and let's say when the men and women say, "When are we going to do this again? When is this happening again?" So what that tells me is the youth definitely want this level of engagement. They need to be exposed more to these things. Like, what's our next event going to look like? And just for those out there listening, this is the type of work that Michelle and Brittany and the rest of the G-Bond team, they really go through these fine details. Okay, we're going to go out, we're going to have a level of educational engagement, but we're also going to give these students a reward by having them celebrate that engagement through activities.
Absolutely, because don't we all want to have fun.
Absolutely.
We all want to have fun, and they're young people. They need to be. I mean, we all want to have fun.
Absolutely.
The best way to learn is to do it in a way that relates to us. Like, nobody wants to be uncomfortable. We will make folks as comfortable as possible. You talk about checkers. We had a giant checker set, and I saw Mr. Gio and some of the other parents were over there getting that done. Gio, tell us what you heard from the guys and the girls that came back and their level of energy when you got into the game night.
Morning.
Good morning.
It was a good event. It was game night. It went well, and it did with the purpose of what we were trying to do. The purpose of what we were trying to do is we're trying to make an environment that's inclusive to all kids from all different areas to get them to be interacting with each other at a young age, to learn friendships that it's nice people on that side of town, in this neighborhood, in that neighborhood, that you should get to know, and giving them a safe environment in which to do it. So it lets them put their guard down and just be kids. You know what I'm saying? For that moment, for those 2 hours or 3 hours, however long, I think it was 3 hours that we were there, it gave them the opportunity to be kids. They weren't doing adult things at that moment. They were doing children's things. They were in their element as kids and playing and having that joy. So like, that's pretty much what it was. So all the kids that I interacted with, played checkers with, and other games that we had going on, they just enjoyed being a kid and enjoyed having like an older man, an adult man there kicking it with them. You know what I'm saying? Talking, they asking me different questions about sports, and do I know about this guy and that guy that they don't know about, and wanted me to break it down to them. So it showed me that they was hungry for that type of attention, that type of engagement. So like, it was a good night. No incidents, and that's the thing. People always be worried like something's gonna happen. Nah, we had a number of kids there at the same time.
Yeah, we had over 30, almost 30 kids came through, plus our parents too. We had some parents
without anything that resembled an incident. You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you that we can put these events on and we can invite these kids, and these kids really want to come and enjoy themselves. They really want to be outside the house doing things. You know what I'm saying? So we got to set more events up like this, get more kids involved. We had 30 this time. We're gonna go for 50 next time. You know what I'm saying? Then
for sure.
And we'll go up some more. So
it
was a good night.
It was good, and it was mostly male, young men, but we had big kids playing like this with the art and making crafts and things like that. Just super involved in it, super interested in it, and the older kids were, helping the little kids or doing it along with the little kids. And I love that part because, you guys make a good point that we had young people from all over the city, like not every neighborhood, but from both sides of the city, and everybody ate, and they was just kid stuff. So it was like chicken fingers and wings and pizza and stuff like, so it wasn't anything fancy, but that PlayStation was a hit. We played giant Jenga. We had some cards out there. We had some crafts. Whole families were coming, and that's what we want. That right there is the violence prevention. That's a huge piece of violence prevention is providing positive outlets and just giving folks the opportunity to get together. So I thought that was amazing.
I wanted to go back, and Skip said something. I'm sorry, Gio said something in his observation that was really, really important for me, which was the connection between the older and the younger, and how that looked together. And it's true. They were asking them. They were playing the 2K basketball game, and on there were I think legends, I guess, like older members, older team members, and I think they were having a great conversation. And there was the amazing part of this magic, which is they had a connection.
Yeah, and that's it.
The next thing.
That's it.
On the way home, we were listening to some of the music the kids listen to, and Capri said, "Well, let me put some stuff on," and then Capri put some of the stuff he's done. Once again, Amino, as he goes by, I was blown away because you could see the level of engagement with him and the youth. They were talking about music. Wow, you wrote that? How deep those lyrics were. They had a really high level of engagement there. And that led to something else. And by the time we got there, I was blessed enough to have a really good engagement, not only with the games, but I have a history of, I have a background in art. And one of my art things I love to do is animation. So I'm really a big kid at heart.
Yeah.
So having that conversation with a lot of my young ones about animation, about this, about that led into how can I draw? How do I, and their ideas. Oh my God, man. I had, I think he was 11 years old. He's been with us before. He's participated many times. Miss Tiffany's son, amazing young man who was just like, had great ideas. And I'm like, man, how old are you? We need to put that on paper.
It's awesome. And then that leads us right into work.
Right.
Animation is careers. We just talked about a free technical workshop, a tech workshop for the summer. We're going to bring our guest on. This is Miss Shanika Slow. She talking about careers. She is one of the directors or supervisors over at Maturity Works and they provide career training and employment resources for our adult neighbors. So, there's a ton of focus on our young people, and it's deservedly, we need to make sure we do that. But Making a Change Group also has a adult program called Connected Visions, and we work with male and female parents that are, might have come out of the workforce and now looking for something different, may still need to work part-time or, looking to get into a different field. And we have tons of resources in this city that offer that. So Maturity Works is a program that we've been partnering with for a long time. And I know she is about to get on. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do with Maturity Works. Maturity Works is located in the Career Link in the employment building over town. So for folks who aren't aware, the building across from the police station and the Boys and Girls Club is the public welfare office or the public service office. And there's a ton of offices in there. So there's public welfare is in there. Probation is a portion of probation is in there, but there's an employment office in there, and it's called Career Link. It's hosted by the division of the Department of Labor. Inside there of Career Link are other smaller organizations that host their services there. And Maturity Works is one of them. And Maturity Works is a federally funded organization that provides job training, on-the-job training for mature neighbors that are 55 and older. So if you are, say you retired early, or you're looking to move into a different career and you just don't know where to go, or you don't want to up your skills, you want to polish your skills, and you're 55 and older, then this is where you go specifically to get that type of support. 55 is young. That is young. I mean, we have, people in our workforce that are working into their 50s, 60s, and 70s. And sometimes you just need additional support. You want to change your career. You may need something that's not physically demanding, but you still want to be able to make a decent living wage. That is where you go. You go to Career Link, ask for the folks in Maturity Works, and they'll be able to help just move you right along. They have paid working, job training support, and you work with a company and then you learn the skills so that you can then earn employment, and you can do it part-time, and they have full-time opportunities as well. So I don't know what's delaying her coming on, but while she does that, I'm gonna get back to our conversation. But I wanted to make another point. Oh, there she is. Hey, Miss Shanika. And I know we only have a couple of minutes with her, but Miss Shanika, why don't you just jump in? I've talked a little bit about how we work with Maturity Works and, some of the things you do. Why don't you introduce yourself and what you do and how what your office brings to our community? Just hit the unmute. There
I
you
was
go.
on while you were explaining, and you did a great job
Thank you.
with everything. We are located in the Career Link. We, so you can turn it down a little bit. I'm sorry. We are a paid training program for those who are 55 and older. We offer paid training for nonprofit organizations and federally funded organizations. For anybody, we say 55, and we have someone in our program, maybe about 87, I believe. Our program is government funded, so it doesn't affect our Social Security. It doesn't affect housing.
That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
That is a big deal because those can be some huge boundaries for people going back to work because you don't want to upset your, what you've already earned through your Social Security or if you're on subsidized housing. So thanks for pointing that out.
Absolutely. And that's a big thing for everybody. Like I had someone today ask me, did it affect her food stamps and things like that, which it doesn't. We can give out Title V letters. So it doesn't affect any of that. Right now, it is minimum wage because we have to, we're government funded. So everything is government funded. So right now, that's a hindrance. But that minimum wage sometimes will pay a cable bill, electric bill, some car insurance or something like that. So it's a great help to some individuals. The good thing about it is that we have a lot of host agencies or nonprofit organizations in the city of Chester. And we actually pay the participants. So if you need help or anything like that, we're actually offering free labor, I say, at times, because you don't have to pay you get the help, but you don't have to pay the participant. Everything comes through us through federally funded funds.
Which is helpful too for businesses and especially nonprofits that need the staff who, need the support. And if you're willing to, you train your staff, everybody gives their staff training. If you're willing to integrate your, Maturity Work staff into your regular, into your family of employees, then it does nothing but benefit you, and your organization. When you think about staffing and being able to get someone from your community that knows your community and brings that wealth of wisdom, that is invaluable. It is invaluable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a win-win, I feel, for the community as a whole.
Absolutely.
Because we have the individuals that may need the extra income for themselves, and then for the organizations that can't afford to pay for the help, they can bring them on.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity to train, and get your staff ready, and just onboard them right on. Making a Change has been working with Maturity Works for over a year. And we just love the program. Everybody that we've ever had a chance to work with has been super cooperative, really supportive of our team members that are part of Maturity Works, really accommodating, really open, pretty organized too. It's not a burden to an organization to work with Maturity Works. It's pretty seamless for us. So I think that experience is probably going to be, the same for everyone else. Miss Shanika, I know you can only stay for a couple minutes, but can you tell everyone what you do at Maturity Works?
Well, I am a career counselor / director here. I cover Delaware County at the time. We also have another career counselor here. He's part-time. He covers Chester County. We also have a Philadelphia location. So if you have anybody on that's in the Philadelphia area, if they contact me, I can refer them to our Philadelphia location, Montgomery County. So we're basically all over. But what I do, I'm also a career counselor. So if they come and see me, I'll take their information, look at the skills that they have, and try to pair them with a host agency that's best suitable for them.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you in the community because you're homegrown, right, Miss Shanika?
Absolutely.
Yep, that's
Absolutely.
awesome. So it's just another opportunity, another resource for folks that are looking for viable employment. It is a win-win. You as an employer, you get to, build your team base. You have a great organization supporting you and your new team members. You get an opportunity to train. And you get to give folks in the community an opportunity to learn about what you do, because you never know. It could be a lifelong fit. Like it really could. If you're looking for work at 60 or 65 years, it's different than when you're looking at 16 and 18 and 20. It's just a whole different ball game. So I'm really glad that you were able to get on. And if you have a couple minutes, can you tell us what are some of the differences between a mature employee? What are some things that mature employees are looking for in the workplace?
Mature employees, do you mean like the participants? Or
Yep. Somebody that's 55 and older is looking for something different than someone who's a lot younger coming into the workforce. So what are some of those things that are different?
They're looking for, most of the time, stability.
Okay.
To me, mature individuals are more dependable.
Okay.
In some sense. And even when I talk to the host agencies, I market them as to being more seasoned.
Okay.
So a lot of them are retired teachers, school teachers, kitchen help, and things like that. And they're more seasoned, and they don't mind coming to work on time.
Okay, that's a big thing. That is huge.
Yeah,
that is huge. Shout out to the business owners that have staff that don't show up on time.
Absolutely.
That is frustrating.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, more of the stability type of thing. Some of them are looking for something till retirement, especially because we have like 55, 65 and older. Some of them are retired and just need supplemental income.
Yeah, and I know with our team members, sometimes it's just you want to do something in your community, and you want to be a part of an organization, whether it's ours or someone else's that's doing a good job, and you want to get in there and you want to be a part of that family. I just can't imagine, after I've been working for over 30 years. I mean, you get to a place where you're moving into retirement. You don't want to just sit around. You want something to do, especially if you're used to a work family environment. Being able to get up and go somewhere every day and really make a difference in lives and organizations, that's huge.
In lives, yes, because we have we have some individuals like at the Catholic Center over here where they serve food and things like that to the homeless. So some of it is really rewarding. To some of the individuals that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and we just talked about the kids and our participants and how they want to have fun, and we want to try to wrap learning into fun. But grown-ups want to have fun too.
Absolutely.
They want to go somewhere where they enjoy going to work every day. They're with people that you start to develop a working relationship with, relationships with, and then to be able to get paid at the same time is just, and you could learn new things. I think that our participants that work with Maturity Works and us, I think that they learn new things. I think that they bring a lot to our table as far as wisdom and consistency, kindness, not nearly as thin-skinned as some of our younger staff members or team members. They've been there, they've done that, and they don't upset the apple cart. They're like our steady growers. So I think that that's a benefit too.
Absolutely. A lot of them have more patience.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, they just want something that's stable, something they can go to every day, maybe get out the house for a few hours a day. So they can work between 20 and 25 hours per week. So that's perfect for some of our seniors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Hey, guys, you got any questions for Miss Shanika? You guys are in the community so much. Anything that you feel like we haven't talked about that our senior neighbors need to know about her program?
No, just real quick again, how can they get involved? Like, what do they go to the website? Is it a phone number? I mean, how do they get involved?
Okay, I'm not sure. Michelle, do you have the flyer that you can put up?
I don't have a flyer for Maturity Works, but we can probably put up the number.
Yeah, I can give you my number, and they can give me a call.
You want to go ahead and repeat your work number over the online on the broadcast?
Yes, absolutely. Area code 215-970 4667.
And if you email me a flyer, Shanika, I'll go ahead and post it on our website too, or get it posted on our website. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have your correct email
address. Yep. And they can go right over to your office. Where's your office specifically?
It's located in the career link. So if you come in the front desk and ask for me, they'll come back and get me. But most of the time, give me a call first, because a lot of times we're out on the field as well.
Okay.
So or set up an appointment.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if we don't have any other questions, we know we've held you a little bit longer than we thought we were.
Okay.
But thank you for jumping on.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
have a
for
great
sharing
day.
All right. Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I think that's such an amazing thing to have space for, as she put it, these seasoned veterans to go back and share some of their information and knowledge. I think, Michelle, you said something that was tremendously correct, which is, I've had this experience where I've had an older person. I'm training an older person in a position, and the more I get to know them, I'm like, it's this role should be reversed, and they're imparting so much knowledge on me. And I had a more seasoned person give me a perspective that just changed my life. And you're right. You know what? You said something that was really, really important, is that when you get used to this, it's like a boxer when he's hitting the bag. He's getting a little bit more callous. He's getting that thick skin. But in the beginning, it's not as easy as you think. You got the energy, but that person who's kind of like been through that can share something to provide that vital bit of information that just might change your perspective on things. And I think that's where the beauty comes from. But to have those seasoned people come and share with us, but also just to, to have them go out and get that stability. I think that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's a give and take thing. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, but you think about it from a mentor perspective. One of the big components of all of Making a Change Group programs is mentorship. Mm-hmm. You guys mentor guys and girls in GBIND. We've got mentors in Team Met, that are in school with with our participants. We've got, case managers and family support folks that work with CV. It's all about mentorship. If you think about, I think about some of my successes in life, and we think about, somebody had to help us, right? So I feel like if we get around our old heads, then we're going to,
absolutely,
we're not going to have no choice but to get some type of wisdom from them somewhere, some type of experience, a different perspective. So if I think it's beneficial for us to always have somebody to go to look to, and, just bounce things off of that's got something built into them, and I think that's one of the benefits that you may not be thinking about when you hire somebody that's older. But man, if you can get somebody in that's going to help us move along, drop some knowledge, that's awesome.
Absolutely. I used to train with a man. I still train with him. He's my first martial arts coach from Chester. It was originally on Edgemont Ave. It used to be called Chester Karate Club, run by Sensei Don Hawkins. It was actually Master Don Hawkins now. He used to have
a karate club in Chester?
Yes. Yep. And let me tell you, I just to tell you something about Chester Karate Club, and I like this because Josh Shockley knows. Josh Shockley actually trained with me there. He's also a member of our team. It was such a prestigious because not a lot of people knew about that. But these fighters were some of the top-notch fighters. And Don Hawkins, Jim, you had to train every night. And
you never heard of that, Gio?
I didn't.
Mhm.
That's why, I didn't know it was a karate club out here. I never knew that.
And you know what? And we not only is he a sensei, which means an instructor, he is a master of Ishinryu karate. Don Hawkins' bloodline of instructors go down to a man named Grandmaster Willie Adams. Grandmaster Willie Adams is best friends with Chuck Norris, and he runs he's a PI. So it's amazing. I got to meet Grandmaster Willie Adams. My coach's coach was Carl Martin, which these are amazing African American men. I mean, just amazing. And to see the level of competition.
Is Grandmaster like the level of expertise?
Yes.
In the karate?
It's
Is it karate or what form of karate? I mean,
it would be Okinawa. It would be an Okinawa Ishinryu karate. And Grandmaster not only is a level of experience, but also history and the ability to teach others. So really amazing stuff. But our coach's slogan in class was "Each one teach one." That was his big thing. Each one teach one. To this day, he will still say that. And that made me think about the experience with the young ones. Our experience when we got to link up with them and talk about something significant that was in our lives. Each one of us was teaching each other.
Absolutely.
For example, like Gio runs the secure the bag. He might have met a young man who's trying to run up his organization, and he might be like, "Oh, I'll do that too." And he might share something with the young man. But surprisingly, the young one might be the teacher. He'd be like, "Oh, you know what? That sounds chill, but I do it this way. There's this new technology." Before you know it, you're sharing. You open up a pathway to share this information, and that's where the growth lies. I think that's the magic between an elder and a youngling. We're able to share this information. It becomes an information highway. With the young ones and even ourselves, the elderly, now saying that are robbed when we discontinue that. When we think of ourselves too high to have these conversations with each other, or even the young ones, we rob ourselves of this knowledge and the sharing.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love. I think that was the magic that I want to share with those who are listening, was that connection with the young ones, sharing that experience. And it made me feel young at heart too. I mean, I had to learn how to play checkers again, but I love losing to this young man who strategically was knocking me out the park. I'm like, all right, listen, run that back. And that was the experience. That was the magic. That was the glue that have continued these relationships.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Our guest is hopping back on. She has a couple of announcements, I think, and some resources, or for folks that can tap into her assistant. So she should be getting back on any second. Yep, there she is. You got something else for us, Ms. Shanika?
I do, and I'm a little under the weather, so I'm trying to get everything together. There's a lot going on in the office today, but I did want to tell everyone that my assistant, Deborah Douglas, she's in the comments. So if you have any questions, feel free to list your questions, and she's actually answering them now.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yep, I see Miss Stephanie is on asking a question. Thank you, Miss Deborah, for being on.
She's a lifesaver.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So she's answering questions right now in the comments. Thank you, Miss Stephanie, for hopping on and asking questions. Thank you so much, Miss Shanika.
Right. And again, is there any other questions? Like I said, I'm a little under the weather. So
no, we don't have any right now.
Okay.
We were just talking about before you hop back on is just the importance of using one of the added benefits of having a more mature worker, a seasoned worker on your team, is that you get that untold benefit of their wisdom. And how we work as mentors, it's nice to have somebody, you can look at them as mentors when they're sharing with you, and just the importance of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I heard a little bit of it when I got off. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could be a great asset to an organization. And like I said, it's to me, it's a win-win. for each of us, because I see a lot of nonprofit organizations and also like federally funded organizations, so we can work with those as well.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and
Miss
it's nothing
Shanika,
coming out of your budget. Okay, I'm sorry.
if I could ask a question, I love hearing success stories. I think it's so important for the audience to understand, even if you could share a small one, what that success looks like. And even in your company, what it looks like for you who work in there, to see a seasoned person come and benefit and shine. Can you share? Do you have time, first of all? And if you do, can you share just a small success story with us?
I mean, we can. I mean, it's quite a few. But a success story to us is having a participant. They can be in a program for up to 4 years, but having a participant obtain permanent employment
Mm.
before that 4 years are out, or having their host agency able to bring that employee on as a permanent employee. That's recently.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm telling you, this
but
Wi-Fi is not a gift. It is. It comes and goes as it wants to.
I think I agree with her on that. I think what she was going to say, I don't know if you guys can still hear me.
I hear you.
Okay,
You talking about the
I'm frozen, but I can still hear you. Is when you can bring one of your participants, start as a participant, is now a fellow coworker.
Yeah,
That's an amazing success story.
yeah, a permanent
Now
employee,
you
yeah.
guys can contribute to the next person who might, and these are wonderful things to hear.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I know we only got a couple more minutes. I want to let everybody know too that when you go over to CareerLink, there is a wealth of information and resources for employment and job training. So I brought back a couple that I thought would be helpful to our GVON folks and some of our teenagers that are looking for jobs. But there's free adult literacy, GED prep, and English as a second language available with Delaware County Literacy Council. So that type of information is over there. They have the same announcement in Spanish. I'm going to ask Richard to read that through when I get finished, if he can. There's EDSI is doing on-the-job training for all Delaware County employers. So they have tons of on-the-job training that you'll be able to train and get paid at the same time, because I know it can be really hard sometimes to look for a job and then have to train and not get paid. Well, they've got paid training opportunities. There's hiring bonuses at the DCIU. They've got hiring bonuses for up to $2,500. There's another program called Granny's Helping Hands. They're looking for home health aides. So anyone who has the capacity and the compassion to work with older people, the program is called Granny's Helping Hands. So you would actually work with older people in their homes. There's a resource fair today for veterans going to be hosted at Chester City Hall. That's from 10 to 2 today. So any veterans that are specifically looking for employment, definitely head over there. And then the Maturity Works flyer, I'll make sure I'll put that up and get that over to CMP so they can put it on their page, and then we'll put it on ours as well. Do you guys, Gio, you may know, I know you're talking to a lot of folks, older young ones. What type of employment barriers are we seeing? Because when I walked into CareerLink, I mean, there's a whole table, probably 10, 12 feet long, of nothing but people looking for staff, looking for employers, offering free training. What kind of employment barriers are we seeing out there?
Background checks. You need more jobs that's willing to give a second chance. You know what I mean? So they're looking for people to hire in that specific area, because a lot of these job fairs, people go out and they're applying, but they have records and whatnot, and they're not getting hired. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we need more jobs that's going to be more open to giving a second chance to people who made mistakes. So
Yeah.
that's what most of the older young ones is dealing with. You feel me? They done made mistakes, and now they trying to get jobs, and they looking past them because they have a record or whatnot.
Yeah, while I was over there, last Thursday, there actually was a young man, and we're going to try to get him on to talk about, he works with an organization that works specifically with anyone that's trying to going through the reentry process and needs that type of support. So I'm definitely going to, we're making a change group is definitely hearing folks, hearing that complaint, and we're going to get somebody on that can answer some of those questions a little bit better. And one of the benefits of working with Gvine is that you are going to be working with people that are familiar with the process, that aren't squeamish about it, are willing to be your advocate, and can put our eyes and ears out in the community to find out what employers are willing, because there are plenty of employers that are willing to hire any one of us that needs, like Gio said, a second chance. But so make sure, if this is your challenge, if you're listening and it is your challenge, make sure you link up with Gio, link up with Mr. Skip, Amino, or Richard, or Brittany if you see her out and about. And just, you can pull them aside, you can say it privately, and just let them know what you're looking for, and stay connected to them so that we can walk through the process. It's not, it may not be the quickest, but we'll get there. We definitely will. We're definitely looking for additional resources out here in our community. So anything you want to close with, Gio? Anything else? You've been quiet today. Anything you want to close us out with some wisdom?
I mean, my message for the day would be to aspire to be great. You know what I'm saying? Get up every day and make some type of motion to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Like, people tend to put their projections on you and what they think you're supposed to be. I feel as though the object is to become and try to become the best person that you can be for yourself. Like, and in doing so, you might not make it. We all fall short, but every day we're striving to be better. We're striving to be better than we were yesterday, today. Yeah. And tomorrow we're going to be better than we were today. So just aspire to be great. Yeah. And keep pushing. So that would be my message for today.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It definitely, this is, and I think if I can add to that, anywhere where you strive to be better, you're always going to need somebody by your side to coach you along, have the wisdom to realize when that's being offered, yeah. and to keep up with that. Michelle, I can read, that's not Spanish, by the way.
Oh, what is that?
It looks like I'm just reading through it really quick. It looks like Portuguese for a minute.
I was gonna say, is it Portuguese? My apologies.
Yeah, but I can.
We can post it. We can post it, Richard. That might
be. I was gonna say I can just quickly go over really quick.
Before you start, I wanted to add to Gio and you too. Gio mentioned sometimes we have setbacks. We not always win the first time.
Absolutely.
We don't. And Jill's right. Sometimes people will see you differently than what you think you putting out there. You think you putting out something great. You think that you communicating and you think people understand you, and it's just not. Everybody doesn't. You may have to come back to that conversation again and say, if you're the person talking, you might have to say, you know what? I don't know if we on the same page. I said it this way. Maybe I need to explain it a different way. That takes humility, and that takes strength, and that takes confidence to be able to go back. Not confidence. That takes bravery to be able to go back to someone and say, "Wait a minute. We had a conversation. I don't know if you hear if I said it right. I don't know if I said it again. I was talking to one of my team members here." And we agreed, how you have like a safe word or a warning word. We have a warning phrase. So if either one of us is talking and I'm not saying it right, to them, they not hearing it. Not that I'm not saying it right, but they not understanding the way I'm saying it, or it's coming off in a way that's making it hard for us to communicate. Then they're gonna say to me, I don't get that. I don't get it. And I'm agreeing, and we're both agreeing to each other that neither one of us is going to get offended. We just not going to be offended. We just going to say, okay. And that's just going to make us pause and say, all right, well, how can I say this different? You know, maybe I need to say a different word. Maybe I need to give us a different example. And then we have to be willing for people to come to us and say that too. You know, we have to not only be willing to say to people like, I don't know if I'm, you know, it has to be reciprocal. So what Gio said was, you know, sometimes we just got to keep trying to be what we think is best, because we only know what our best is until we hear from somebody else about their observation. And you just take it and try to integrate it if you can, and just be great, you know. And I think that,
what I mean,
go ahead, Gio.
What I mean real quick is like, in the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of your happiness, only you can gauge what your happy is.
Yeah.
Everyone else's happy isn't your happy. Your level of happiness where you can reach and you're there and you're happy, somebody else might have to go further. You know what I'm saying? It's about understanding who you are, gauging who you are, and aspiring to be your best self. Your best self might be just out here helping. You don't aspire to be this big whatever. You in a good groove right here. You in a good life right here, in a good space right here. So it's about finding your happiness, your space. And that's what I'm trying to instill in the people. Like, my happy, not everybody's happy. Everything that I do in one day, some people will find overwhelming. But to me, it's my happy space.
That's your normal.
For them, their happy space is going to be somewhere else. And it's about recognizing that and pursuing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really trying to do with the guys that I'm working with, trying to get them enthusiastic about what it is that makes them happy. And then we're going to pursue that. We ain't going to waste time doing all the other stuff. We trying to find what makes you happy, what's going to make you happy, you're gonna find some semblance of success or whatever you deem to be successful. We trying to help you get to that. You know what I'm saying? That pursuit of that happiness. So
I love that. I love that. Wow. Thanks. Absolutely. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So are we reading, Richard, or are we gonna post it?
We could post it really quick. I'll say what I can't read in Spanish. Buenos días, mi gentes. Aquí tiene una oportunidad con Delaware County Literacy Council, also known as DCLC. Tú tienes una oportunidad porque tiene servicio para aprender algo nuevo, profesional, en español. Es bien importante por la gente aquí en Chester que tiene miedo porque no habla mucho inglés, pero quiere trabajar. Entonces, es una oportunidad para tú puedas aprender algo nuevo, profesional, en clase en español. Para más informaciones, tú puedes buscar las informaciones en www.delawarecoliteracy.org para más informaciones.
Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Thank you. I looked at it as I was scanning it. I said, oh, I think that's Portuguese.
That's fine. I can't read Portuguese as good as I speak it, but I'm getting there. So pretty soon, guys, I'm going to be saying in Portuguese too.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So thank you, guys. Thank you to Miss Slow for hopping on and just talking and just sharing some information and some resources for our more mature neighbors. And I think we should all just think about our pursuit of our happiness. And because when we're happy and we're moving in our groove, it makes us kinder, it makes us more forgiving, it makes us more patient, and it just makes the world better. So I think we should all move.
Michelle, before we head out, if it's okay, and I'll keep it really short, but I really want to share, one of my parents had officially got their nursing license.
Yes, please.
So, Miss Anita Dickerson, if you're listening, I want to, from the bottom of my heart, share with all of G-Von and Team Mac. We want to praise you in your efforts. I know how hard it was in our discussions, how much work it took for you to get there. Big ups to you. You are officially a licensed nurse, and we applaud your hard work. And we want to amplify that by giving you the shout out from Team Mac. Much love and congratulations to you. Many blessings to you and your family. Awesome
Absolutely.
job, Ms. Dickerson.
Absolutely. Amen. Amen.
And that's it, guys.
I think we have another participant that finished her certification in nursing too. Miss Genesis Cardona, she completed her nursing certificate as well. So congratulations to Genesis and Miss Anita from the entire Mac family. And these ladies are doing it working with kids and school at the same time. So it is just amazing. We definitely want, we've asked for their pictures to come so we can post them on the website, put them on our social media, because we are so proud of them.
Absolutely.
That they are triple threats. They are triple threats, moms, employees, and students. So much love from us. But you know, family, Mac family, y'all have a great day, and we will see you guys next week. Have a safe 4th of July.
Take care. Have a